Hello friends, welcome to this module on using concurrency API. In the last module, we had demonstrated using multi-threading in a networking application. We had created an echo server in a multi-threaded application by using the conventional thread class. In this module, since Java 5, we have a new API for concurrency. This API helps us to, in the new concurrency API, we have a few useful interfaces. There is an interface called executor service, and there is a new interface called callable, which can be used instead of using a runnable only. We have two options, that is, we can use a callable interface or we might be using a runnable interface. The task to be performed can be specified can now be specified as either by writing the implementation of a callable interface or writing implementation of the runnable interface. Fine. We have this interface called executor service. The purpose of the executor service is to be able to specify different to be able to cater to different kinds of concurrency requirements. Fine. So in this case, we do not have to, when we use the concurrency API, we do not have to create a new thread of execution by using the thread class. We do not have to create any instance of thread. That will be taken care by the executor service. Fine. Fine. We have got different kinds of implementations of the executor service in order to handle the different kinds of requirements for concurrency. Fine. Here we simply have, so in the new concurrency API, we simply have to create an instance of a callable or a runnable, fine, and then submit it to the executor service. The executor service would then take care of the concurrency, fine, the creation of a new thread of execution. We do not have to create a thread object, fine, that will be taken care by the executor service. Fine. The executor service has various methods to control those tasks which we are giving in the form of callable or runnable. It has methods for shutting down all those tasks which we have submitted. Fine. When we submit a task to the executor service, in the form of a callable or a runnable, then the submit method returns us an object of future. Future is another interface. Fine. This interface can then be used for knowing the state of the task which we have submitted. Fine. So, you can, through this future object, you can later inquire about what is the state of the task which we submitted, whether it has started its execution, fine, or whether if it has finished the execution, then what is the result it has given. Fine. In case of callable, yes, you can be getting the results also. Fine. Now, in order to create an so first thing, yes, we will have to create object of callable or a runnable, but here another requirement is we need to create the object of executor service. In order to create the object of executor service, fine, we have various static methods in a utility class called executors. For example, in our case, fine, we would like to have executor, we would like to have concurrency where we would like to have maximum so many number of parallel threads of execution, not more than a particular number of threads of execution. Fine. And for that, we might like to use a fixed number of threads. So, we have a method here called new fixed thread pool. Fine. So, this can be used for creating a executor service. Similarly, there are so many other methods to create different kinds of executor service objects depending on your requirement of concurrency. Fine. Now, another thing, typical thing in this API which was added, fine, is the callable interface. Fine. This callable interface has two significant differences from the typical runnable interface which we used to use earlier. Fine. In this callable interface, one difference is it uses a generic return type. In this callable interface, we have the call method instead of the run method, but the call method here has a generic return type. Fine. So, one thing here is, since it is in run method it was returning void, whereas in call method we are returning a generic type, and therefore, we can be getting results out of the execution which is being done separately. A run method was saying it returns void, so it was not giving back a result, it would just do some processing. Fine. Now, here like a function it is giving us some results also, it is possible to get results. And another thing which was which is slightly in case of runnable it was slightly cumbersome, was we always had to have a try catch if we were using some statements which can result in a checked exceptions. That was because the run method of our runnable did not have a throws for any kind of an exception. Okay. And but that is not the case with callable. In case of callable, the call method has got throws for exception. So, now we can conveniently put even a throws clause in our call method. Fine. So, that is a significant difference which we have. Fine. So, in our now what we are going to do here is we are going to have a demonstration. Since we have done last time we have done a demonstration which where we demonstrated about the where we demonstrated writing an echo server by using the thread class, conventional thread class using multi-threading. We had two separate classes. There was a class called echo server, fine, which was creating new threads of execution on its own, following those 4 steps for creating a new thread of execution. And we had a echoer class which was taking care of which was implementing the runnable interface, the typical runnable interface, and that was taking care of how to handle a single client. And so, that is how we had done last time. But now, in this particular demonstration, what we are going to do is, yes, we will continue using that same runnable object. So, we are going to still use the same echoer, but there one of the difficulties there was we did not have control on how many threads we would like to have in parallel. Fine. It would just wait, and as soon as any client connects, it just keeps on creating new and new thread objects. Fine. And there would be, if there is a lot of traffic, lot of connections coming in simultaneously, yeah, your system can go down. Here, in using the new API, fine, what we will be using is we will be using the executor service, which will be using the fixed thread pool, where we can control how many threads in parallel we can have, and that is what we are going to do and demonstrate here. And we will see that how simple it is to convert that if you have used your if you have written that conventional by using the conventional API, if you have written your application using those conventional threads to convert them into the new API, it is so simple. Fine. It is just so in our case here we are only going to be modifying the echo server class, the echoer class which is about how to handle, that is our runnable, and in the new API it even accepts runnable. It is not necessary that you have to write only a callable. Fine. So, we will see how we can use that. Okay. So, now we will switch over to a demo part. Let us switch and let us have a look at the demonstration. So, let us start this demonstration. Okay. So, in the beginning let us have a look at the old code which we were using. Fine. So, in the last demonstration what we had done was we had used 2 classes. One was the class called echo server. Fine. In this, as we can see, what has been done in the echo server, it has typically used it has got a run method in which it is just waiting for a connection, and then we have these steps for creating a new thread of execution, fine, which we had seen last time. Fine. That was a typical multi-threading, but then it is a while true loop, fine, and it just so as and when any client connects, yes, immediately there is a thread of execution created to start handling that client. Okay. Now, we would like to have a concurrency API, fine. So, we will look at the changes required for the new concurrency API. So, before we start that, let us have the look at the kind of classes which we will be using, fine. I had mentioned about the interface called callable, fine. We have this class, this interface called executor service, and we have the other interface called future. So, let us just quickly have a look at those in the API, fine. Okay, what kind of methods, some important methods which we have here. Okay. So, let us coming to the API, fine, starting with with a class called executors, right. We have this class called executors, which is, see, this entire API is java.util.concurrent package. Okay. So, in the java.util.concurrent package, we have the class called executors, fine, and in this executors class, it is full of static methods which can be used for creating a new executor service, fine. So, fine. So, here are the static methods which we have. Okay. So, the ones typically used for creating a new executor service are those starting with new. Okay. So, our requirement in our case here is we want fixed thread pool, new fixed thread pool, fine. So, we have the new fixed thread pool where we can specify the number of threads which we want, fine. So, this is the one which we are going to be using here. Okay. So, one thing we will be having is we will have one object of the executor service, fine. Okay. And in the while loop, yes, we create the, whenever someone connects, we will have to create our runnable object, but after that we do not start a new thread. Instead of starting a new thread, we would be submitting to the object of executor service, fine. So, we fine. So, we will have the executor service, let us see the executor service interface. The executor service has methods, fine. The typical method which we are interested in here, we are interested in using the method called submit, fine. We will be using the submit method to submit our task. See, you can see this submit method can take a callable or it can take a runnable as a parameter. In our case here, we are going to just use a runnable, and when we submit, it returns object of future, fine. We can first just quickly have a look at what is this callable interface. Okay. The callable interface here, the method, again single method, the method is call like the run method which was available, but it has a return type which is generic type. Okay. And the method has a throws for exception, fine. So, this is the change which we have we are having in the callable interface, fine. And then the other thing is about the submit method. When we submit, yes, it returns object of future. And what does future have? The future has methods for knowing the state. So, whether it has started or not, fine, fine. You can cancel it, or whether it is already done or not, fine, that can be known, or you can even cancel, fine. We have got two kinds of get methods. There is a get method which will wait infinitely for the task to finish if it has not finished, fine. And then when the task finishes, if it is a callable, you will get the result. That is where the return type is available here, fine. It is a generic return type, same as the return type for the call method. Okay. Or you can have a, you can keep on waiting for a particular amount of time. So, that is what we have in the callable. So, these are some useful things in the new API. Okay. Okay. So, now let us go through those changes now. Okay. So, let us start making changes in our earlier code. Okay. So, the changes, let us go to the code here, fine. So, this is the existing code. So, yeah, the changes, first change, yeah, we are introducing use of, in the java.util.concurrent package, fine, we are going to be using the executor. One is executors class and other will be executor service. Okay, fine. So, we have these two which we will be using here typically. Okay, fine. and then coming to the change here, what is the change? Okay, we get the accept a connection, and then after accepting connection we do have to create object of runnable, right. The only change here would be, no, we do not do these two things, fine, we do not have to be, fine, this is for creating new thread of execution. No, we do not want to do this. Instead, we would like to create the object of executor service. Oh, we need to be having an object of executor service. So, for that let us first introduce a instance variable, fine. So, our echo server has a private variable for having a executor service, and let us call it as executor. Okay. Now, to initialize this, one option is, yeah, we can give the option that how many, it is a fixed thread pool which you are going to have, right. So, what is the pool size? So, that pool size may be one more extra parameter in our constructor for echo server. So, let us take one more integer as a parameter, this will be pool size. Okay. Fine. So, we have two parameters, and then that pool size could be used for initializing our executor, fine. So, this dot executor is equal to, we have that method in the executors class, executors dot new fixed thread pool, fine, and that would have the pool size, fine. The parameter here is the pool size, and we can change that, we follow the convention, fine. So, we have the pool size as a parameter here, okay. And then how do we use it? It is quite simple. Here you can see the change is very simple, fine. We simply say executor dot submit, you just need to submit, and what do we submit? Submit our task, which is in the form of a runnable, and yeah, you can submit. Now, if you are interested, we could take future as a return type and use it, fine. Here we are not interested in using the future, fine. So, fine. So, that is a simple, very simple change, you can see. And yes, one more thing, now for the main method, since we are taking one more parameter for the pool size, we will introduce one more parameter, which is the pool size equals, we can have the integer dot parse int, okay, and that is going to be args1, second command line argument here. Okay. So, yeah, and rest of the things are same, there is no other change, a very simple change, but we have switched to the new API. And now, it is not like it is uncontrolled concurrency, fine, we have control, fine, we have control over what is the maximum, what is the pool size, fine. So, that is what we have, and we can test this also, fine. Okay. So, yeah, let us save this change, okay. So, we have saved the change, and now for testing, okay, fine, we are in that folder for EPG Pathshala, okay. So, let us compile, fine, okay. Yeah, we go back to that folder, fine, back to the SRC folder. Okay. So, we are in the SRC folder, and let us compile this code, fine, recompile this java c minus d dot slash bin, fine, we have EPG Pathshala, in that DAD folder, that is a package, and in that DAD we have the net package, and there we got the echo server.java, which is to be recompiled. Okay. A few errors. oh, there is a spelling mistake for executors, fine. So, let us just quickly correct that import. Here. Yeah, it is executors, fine, that is a mistake that was there. Okay, let us recompile. Yeah. Okay. Another is, yeah, we have to, when we create the echo server, the constructor has changed, recollect the change in the constructor. So, the main method has a change here. To create the echo server, we need to also specify port and the pool size. Okay, so fine, with those changes we should be through. Okay. Okay, so that is compiled. Now, we can run our server. Right, but we need to pass two parameters. Let us keep that port number as 1024, which we had used in the last module also, last demonstration, and we can have pool size. So, maybe we keep pool size of 3. Okay. So, maybe, or maybe we want to support 5 clients parallel. Okay. So, that is a pool size. So, that is our pool size, it is running, and then yeah, we can have from other terminals we can just connect and see. So, okay, yeah, we have telnet. Well, let us telnet into that. Okay. So, it is connected to that server. Okay. Yeah, echo server is working. So, from first client, yes, it is working. We can have another client. Let us test with the other client. Okay. So, another client here. Okay. Okay. So, that is working too. Fine. So, fine. So, here I think we have used the new concurrency API. We have seen the changes which what we have done is we have only changed, we have updated the old conventional code into using the new API. Fine, but we have seen, so how simple the code is now. Fine, we are not bothered about handling the threads, handling the concurrency, but a very important issue is, yes, we have various kinds of concurrency requirements, and we have all kinds of methods available in the executors to get exactly the kind of concurrency you need. Sometimes you have needs of concurrency where we want something to some task to be repeatedly done at a fixed interval. Even such things, such kind of concurrency can be achieved, and we do not have to bother about creating those threads, fine, scheduling those threads each and every. So, we even have something like a scheduled executor service. So, there are lots of executor service, good executor service which can be used. So, I would leave it to you to explore those new APIs. Okay. So, fine. So, in this module we so in this module we just wanted to have a demo of using. So, with this we conclude our module here. Thank you. Here, thank you. Here, thank you. Here, thank you. Here,